Hey guys, I wanted to talk about clipping masks today. It's a little complicated, although if I show you a couple of examples, we'll get right through it. I'm just gonna make a shape over one of our cloud compositions, and I'm gonna use the polygon tool. I'm gonna make a new layer and just do a simple shape, triangle. But I want to add to that shape, so I'm gonna hold down Shift. Whoops. I'm going to escape out of that, hold down Shift, and add to that selection. So now it's two triangles back to back, and I'm going to fill this with black. So I need to hold down D for default color, and then fill that. So fill foreground color. And the way ClippingMask works is a lot like a stencil. First, I need to drag this shape beneath my cloud shape. Now that looks pretty cool. I mean, I wasn't expecting this, but part of my transparent clouds are yielding this atmospheric perspective and covering over some of that composition, those shapes there. But I want to do Option mouse click between the layers. Do you see how now the clouds are inside those shapes? If I option and click between the layers, that happens, and that's called a clipping mask. And again, it's a lot like a stencil if you think of it that way. So I've just rotated the shape again and option click. And notice that even after I make this clipping mask, I can go back to the move tool and I can actually move this cloud composition around. So I can actually change this composition, right? If I don't like what's visible, I can simply just drag that composition around. Notice that even if I select the shape, the two black triangles, it immediately selects what's on top. So just be conscious of that. I held down Option, mouse click again to take off the clipping mask so it's not active anymore, because I want to move those shapes back. I really like the way those are kind of hiding in the background, those shapes in the midst of the clouds. Kind of reminds me of the monolith in 2001. Anyway, I want to do another type of clipping mask. It'll work the same exact way, but this time it's using type. So I'm going to move that layer on top so I can actually see what I'm doing. I'm going to scale this up, and I'm going to use the character settings folder. It's a window that'll pop up in a minute. It is located in your options bar. I'm just going to scale mask up for a minute just so it's the same size as clipping. And there's the little folder for our character settings. And I'm going to pull that over so I can see. I'm interested in the spacing, which is also called leading. And I'm going to adjust this just by using the slider. If you actually drag next to the window, the little input window for the spacing amount, you can actually get a slider. And I'm going to scale this up again. And now I'm going to do Option mouse click to get another mask, a clipping mask. And so you can see that type works in the exact same way. And again, if you think of it like a stencil, I think that will make more sense. Remember, the cloud composition is on top of your stencil, it needs to be on top. I'm going to actually do two stencils now. So I'm going to duplicate that cloud on another layer just by option and dragging. And so I duplicate it. And now I'm going to do two clipping masks, one for the type and one for the triangle shapes. Notice how, since they're both the same cloud system, that they look exactly the same. I'm just going to adjust one of them so now we can see the type and we can read the type. And that's ClippingMask. Have fun. You might ask yourself why this is important. If you notice in project 3, a lot of times when I want to apply an effect to just one layer and don't want it to affect the layers beneath it, I'll use a clipping mask. And once you do that, for example, if you just want threshold to be applied to just the layer beneath it, you can do a clipping mask and it'll only affect the layer beneath it. So I use it a lot and I hope you will too.